really possible. This really possible.
Ah, nothing like a good glass of Chateau de Châtelet. Hey, Jimmy?
Ah, you're right there, Bluey.
Who'd have thought 30 years ago we would all be sitting here drinking Chateau de Châtelet?
In the day, we'd be glad to have a piece of cup of tea.
Yeah, a cup of cold tea.
Without milk or sugar.
Or tea.
In a cracked cup and all.
We never used to have a cup. Used to always have to drink out of rolled up bloody napkins.
The best thing we could manage was to suck on a piece of damp cloth.
Ah, but you know we were happier in those days, though we were poor.
Because we were poor. My dad used to say to me, money doesn't buy you happiness.
He was right.
He was indeed.
I was happy then and I had nothing. We used to live in this tiny old tumble down house with great big holes in the roof.
House? You all like to live in a house? We all used to live in one room. All 26 of us. No furniture, half the floor was missing, and we were all huddled together in one corner for the fear of falling.
Room? You're looking to live in a room. We had to live in a corridor.
Oh, we used to dream of living in a corridor. Would have been a palace to us. We used to live in an old water tank, in a rubbish tip. We would get waken up in the morning of getting a load of rotten fish dumped all over us.
Well, when I say house, it was just a hole in the ground covered by an old scrappy sheet of tarpaulin. But it was a bloody house to us.
We were evicted from our hole in the ground. We had to go live in a lake.
You were lucky to have a lake. There were 150 of us living in a shoebox in the middle of the road. Aye.
You were lucky. We lived for 3 months in a rolled up newspaper in a septic tank. We used to have to get up every morning at 6 o'clock and clean the newspaper, eat a crust of stale bread, go to work down the mill for 14 hours a day, week in, week out, for 6 pence a month. And when we got home, our dad would thrash us to sleep with his belt.
Luxury. We used to get out of the lake at 3 o'clock in the morning, clean the lake, eat a handful of hot gravel, work 20 hours a day at the mill for 10 penny a month, come home and Dad would beat us around the head and neck with a broken bottle if we were lucky.
Paradise. We had it tough. We used to have to get up out of the shoebox in the middle of the night and lick the road clean with our tongues. We had half a handful of freezing cold gravel, worked 24 hours a day at the mill for 4 pence every 6 years, and when we got home, our dad would slice us in two with the bread knife.
Right. We used to have to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock at night, half an hour before we went to bed, eat a lump of freezing bloody cold poison, work 29 hours a day down mill, and pay mill owner for permission to come to work. And when we got home, our dad would murder us in cold blood each night and dance about on our grave singing Hallelujah.
And you try and tell the young people that today, and they won't believe you.
They won't.
Did someone bloody pass me the drink? Thank you very much.